We talk a lot here about Bigfoot on this show, and since we have Sean Morris, the ringmaster extraordinaire of Morris costumes, and the legend is the Bigfoot costume that is seen in the Patterson Gimlin film is your grandfather's costume.
It is. Yeah, no.
And that's been proven.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But there's still people...
Over and over and over again.
But there's still people that will debate it.
And Bob Heironimus has taken 2 lie detector tests. I mean, National Geographic, Discovery Channel, everybody has done documentaries on this. My grandfather's been on all of them. They've slowed the film down and digitized it. And
the whole thing was a get-rich-quick scheme.
Yes. Yeah, in my opinion. And I'm not saying that Bigfoot is not real, but this Bigfoot is not real.
All right, so Patterson, tell us about Patterson, because I think you're pretty more steeped in this, the lore of how this all went down.
Sure. So Roger Patterson called my grandfather after seeing an ad that my grandfather had in a magazine called Amusement Business. It was the biggest magazine for anybody that was in show business. And so he posted an advertisement, and he was making gorilla costumes. And the reason...
Your grandfather.
My grandfather. And the reason that he was making gorilla costumes was it really started with an illusion called the girl to gorilla illusion, which was a carnival sideshow act that traveled around the country. And essentially you would watch a girl would turn into a gorilla, and then the gorilla would come out on the stage, and then everybody would take off running out of the tent or wherever it was being performed. And so that was really the start of gorilla costumes and why we were even doing it.
So this guy calls you up, or calls your grandfather up and says, I want a modified gorilla costume, or he just took a stock one and made it his own?
He actually asked my grandfather if the gorilla costume looked like a real gorilla. And my grandfather said it looks like a Hollywood gorilla because he wasn't sure what it was that he was trying to do with it. And in all honesty, what he was doing is there was a legend called Bukwas that was up in the Seattle, Tacoma, Washington area. And it was the legend that there were only female Bigfoots. And it was a legend that, or folklore, that they would tell little kids that if you didn't behave in the middle of the night, that Bigfoot would come and steal you, or Bukwas would come and steal you, and your parents would never see you again if you misbehaved.
How did it transform over to Bigfoot? Did somebody just decide one day, no, it's not Bukwas, it's Bigfoot?
I don't know that, but
somebody drunk tried to say Bukwas.
Somebody drove
Bigfoot. Is that what he said? Yeah, sounds right.
So originally he was trying to recreate the Bukwas character.
Correct. Wow. Correct. Which is why Bigfoot had boobs.
So Sean, do you think that the fact that Bigfoot had boobs, is that the thing that makes people go, it's got to be real?
You know, I think it throws everybody off because most people think of a gorilla as a male gorilla.
Or even
Bigfoot as a male. And it's very seldom that even when I go to these Bigfoot festivals, it's very rare that anybody talks about a female Bigfoot. But the whole legend was based upon this Bukwas that would come in the middle of the night and steal children out of their teepees or indigenous huts, and if they weren't behaving, but they were only female. And now, who knows? But it's a great story.
So did Patterson modify it, or did your grandfather make it with the breasts?
No. So my grandfather didn't know that Patterson wanted it as a female gorilla. And he just sent him the normal gorilla that we were making. And he went back and Patterson went back and actually modified the costume to have boobs and used leather and some other stuff to actually make that happen.
So what was Patterson's end game with it? Was he just trying to make people believe this Bukwas character was real? Was he trying to sell footage of it? What was the whole gimmick?
You know, it's so hard to say exactly, but I think Patterson's concept was really just to have kind of a hoax or a gag or a...
Think about this. This is the very first ever viral video.
Absolutely.
Right? What do you got in 1967? You got a couple of news channels.
Sure.
His idea is, let's shoot this thing. Literally. I'll own the film. If someone wants to use it as a story, they got to pay me.
And there would have only been 3 or 4 news stations in the whole country at that point. Yeah.
Right.
So what was the point where it
exclusive
blew up as a urban legend of this Bigfoot character.
Yeah.
It's the only footage that existed.
That's right. Up to that point. Yeah.
But my whole life, and I'm 48,
You're still seeing that one.
That is
I still see that one, and
the
I
most
remember
famous
that
footage.
one as a kid.
And because it's the very first one, it's on film.
How did they dispel it? Did they just come out and say, "No, it was us"? I mean, or did they try to like keep the gag going for a while?
Nobody ever said it. And the thing is my grandfather was a magician, and magicians never tell their secrets. And so he didn't know for a couple months after that. And him and my grandfather and my grandmother were both sitting in the kitchen, saw it on television, and we're like, hey, that's my costume.
So how impressive is it to you, and how proud are you that your grandfather's work,
Right.
50 years later, still convinces grown men,
60 years.
60 years later, that still convinces grown men that this mythical creature is real from this, how long is the footage? 20 seconds?
Oh, I don't even know.
I think the whole film's like 1:42 or
Okay,
something like
so
that.
a minute-
But I'm tickled pink that people still love this. They talk about it. It is literally the most talked about footage of Bigfoot ever to date, and so far, I think it's going to be the only one that's going to run to date.
So can I ask you, and you don't have to answer if it's a magician's secret, but did your grandfather ever share his feelings about it to you? Like, that's pretty damn cool. Or was he like, that's crazy. Like, I can't believe that people actually believe this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. He was always kind of the same belief that, hey, I created, and this is the only Bigfoot costume that everybody still talks about. I mean, literally, it's been on Unsolved Mysteries. It's in black and white. It's literally, and for being black and white, it is still the main one that everybody talks about. He was just dumbfounded, and we just think it's cool.
So he was kind of proud of it.
Yeah, and not
Like,
only that, we sell costumes for a living. That's
Right.
what we do.
dude, on your resume, you got so many, you traveled in the circus, his granddad at 15 traveled the country as a magician. 15-year-olds today don't know how to tie their shoes. That's just the truth.
I have never seen you so starstruck.
I am so geeked out to be hanging out and talking about this stuff with you, because you know me, Chris. I'm the conspiracy guy. But I'm an old conspiracy guy. I don't get into the new conspiracy. I'm Gen X conspiracy guy. It was JFK and Bigfoot.
Yeah.
So do you guys still make that costume?
We do still make gorilla costumes, really high ends. Not that exact specific one. That mold no longer exists, but yeah. In fact, I actually just made a couple of really high end gorilla suits for David Copperfield not too long ago.
Have you ever thought about just making that Bigfoot costume?
I actually am working on recreating a couple versions of it at the moment.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Have you run into anybody who looks you dead in the face and says, "You're wrong"?
Oh, all the time.
Really?
All the time. Yes. Yeah. And people are very serious about it. And again, I'm not saying that Bigfoot is not real. And I'm sure that it is, but that specific one isn't. And actually, if you go back and think about, everybody has a cell phone, and how
Trail cams.
everything. It's a little questionable. Not to say that it doesn't exist.
Well, see,
I
you're
want to be
being nice.
friendly.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
You will never win an argument against someone that believes Bigfoot
no.
is real.
No, you
will
won't.
never win it. You have to just, okay,
There
you're
was
right.
there was a reality show in, I think it was early 2000s. It was about these guys that would go out and try to look for Bigfoot.
They were hollering. They had
Yeah.
the calls and everything.
Yeah. And then I think one of them was so desperate to prove Bigfoot was real. He got like some kind of carcass, and he said, "I found Bigfoot." You saw that?
As a police officer out of Georgia.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
was like, it took animal intestines and like claimed it was Bigfoot, and they
Put it in a freezer.
So not
Yeah.
only did he know it was a lie, he lied
Yeah.
Yes.
to keep the lie alive.
It was one of those things that I think he wanted it to be real so bad.
Yeah.
He created it. But somebody like Sean, I just can't imagine when people will come up to you and just be like, "You're wrong. I saw the film. That's a real thing." And you know,
Yeah.
your grandparents made that costume.
Yep.
Where is the costume now?
To my knowledge, what I heard last is Roger Patterson's brother was one of the, it's still in his family's estate. And the last time that I heard was probably about 10 or 15 years ago. And I heard that a maid actually saw it in one of their houses in the basement in a case. I actually still have a standing offer to buy this costume and would love to get my hands on it. I do know that it exists. It is there somewhere.
They've reached out to you to see if you want it?
No, but I have sent the offer out that I will buy the costume
And
back.
have they given you a number?
No, but I am throwing $1 million number out on it if the costume is still available.
And even after all that, there will be people that'll say, that's bullshit. He exists. It's real.
Yeah.
So
The only thing that's fake is the
I could-
story about the costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sean, the guy that was in the costume, where's he now?
Bob Heironimus is the gentleman that actually wore the costume.
Would you consider him like the Bigfoot or the guy who ordered the costume?
I think really and truly he's Bigfoot.
Yeah, he's the guy, right?
When he walks, he does have that same gait.
He looks
But then I
just like it.
saw someone side by side going, well, the Bigfoot Patty, her arms are longer. Well, you could do that. He adjusted the costume.
Poles inside of the gloves.
Yeah. He modified the costume, apparently.
He also had a glass eye, and you can see the sunlight reflect off of the costume
glint
from his
there.
glass eye. And
Yeah. Did they have paperwork, though, from Patterson, like a receipt or anything that they could say, wait, that's that guy Patterson, I've got a thing here.
Yeah, we made that. What's going on?
I'm sure that they did, but it was one of those things like, who's going to hold on to it that
if you-
long?
if
And
you
it
had
really
that-
didn't become that big until later.
Think about that. If you had the money order or the receipt and it had his name on it,
Yeah.
dude, that's the smoking gun.
Yeah. You would have taken the money order to the bank. They would have
Yeah.
taken it,
You don't
cashed
think about it.
and-
It's 1967.
Yeah.
So
You
what
know?
was your grandparents' response when they saw it? Did they just say, well, it is what it is?
You probably
This
laughed
is
his,
great.
he
Yeah,
probably
this is
laughed
great.
his ass off.
This is great.
He's like, the guy got it.
He got away with it.
Yeah. Amazing publicity, free publicity, and
Fooling us to
Yeah.
this day.
Do you find Bigfoot, the legend of it, was kind of peak Gen X, or do you think it's still as popular as ever? That film, that
I think
grainy
it's still
film?
as popular as ever. That specific film,
And that
there's
film
been
lives.
lots of
that
them.
film
Yeah,
will live. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's been lots since, but none of them have even come close to this.
People really absolutely believe it's real.
Where do you stand on Bigfoot? I'm always interested because even not this Bigfoot, because
I don't believe
you
it.
have theories.
Oh, I have a lot
Bigfoot.
of crazy theories about a lot of different things, but I
Wait,
don't
really?
If you watch the show, you know I'm the lunatic, local lunatic. But I believe at some point in history there could have been something like an animal like that. But in our lifetime, in 100 years, I don't believe it.
Have you ever been to any of these Bigfoot conventions or like the festivals? There's one here in Hickory, North Carolina, right or outside of Hickory. Have you been to that? Have you know about that?
There's one in Marion, North Carolina,
Yes.
and also in Uwharrie National Forest, or right outside of Uwharrie, called the Uwharrie Bigfoot
Have
Festival.
you ever been
at least for North
invited to
Carolina.
come, or do they want you to stay away?
The Uwharrie Bigfoot Festival is nice enough to invite me, and the other ones I think are maybe a little questionable about.
They don't want it out there.
How
either.
much? Yeah.
They're in denial.
Yeah,
The
maybe nervous. I might need security to get out of there, but I've been going back and actually recreating a bunch of really cool Bigfoot pieces and bringing it back, trying to pay tribute to my grandfather and to Bigfoot. I really love the idea of Bigfoot. I've gone back and made some really awesome Bigfoot statues and head bust, and anybody that loves Bigfoot will love. Whether they believe in Bigfoot or they don't. I hope they'll enjoy what I have to bring to the table to kind of, share that I still like and love Bigfoot. Yeah.
So I went on an airplane in 2004. This was back when they let you get hammered on airplanes, right? I'm in the middle of the air and I'm looking at Sky Mile magazine, and there was these Bigfoot statues, and I'm just like, hammered out of my mind. I'm like, I fucking need that so bad. And we land, and I immediately call up Sky, whatever the Sky
Mall.
line. Get my credit card before I even got off the thing, and it's still sitting in my living room. I'm gonna get my wife to send a photo. There were 3 sizes or 4, I remember. It was like a small, medium, large, extra large. I'm like,
Extra
I need the
large.
biggest one you got. And they were like, yeah, okay, we got you. And I still have it in my living room.
It did show up.
It showed up. And
I have the same Bigfoot in my living room.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Oh yeah.
How big is it?
It's about probably 2 foot tall.
Pretty
Oh, I thought it
3
was
foot
like
tall.
I thought it was going to be like 7 feet.
No, I
But
don't
at
know.
the time, it was the biggest Bigfoot on the market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about.
I do. Yeah.
Somebody buys that or buys an air freshener or something like that. Like, is that the guy that rented the cameras?
No, you can't trademark that.
So you
It's
can't.
public domain.
It's public domain.
So
Bigfoot
Bigfoot's
is.
public domain.
Yeah.
Even down to the costume the guy ordered from your
It
grandparents.
doesn't matter because it's just it's
Right.
hair and it's just stuff. It's not. There's no design.
You
Yeah,
can't
but
say
the-
this is my Bigfoot.
But that one's
Theoretically, now
pretty distinguishable though to me. Like that one has like a look to it.
Listen, Ray, you're gonna lose this argument. You can't trademark Bigfoot.
No, I know, but I'm arguing for it. Like the pose, like the guy's pose.
Here's who got away with it. George Lucas did with Chewbacca.
Chewbacca. That is gold.
'Cause let me tell you right now, Chewbacca is Bigfoot.
That is.
And if you could, anybody tells me different.
I agree.
It's like, it's Chewbacca. Trademark. Done. There you go.